Chinese people, we hope we can have an activity center here from government, maybe local, maybe state, okay. So we will try to apply it from government, and we hope that we can get help from you. What we like to know is if you like to join our center to be a counselor, maybe an advisor, and join our every activity. Of course, we will invite you. Okay.
I would love to be invited to your activity.
Yeah.
I would love to. Yes.
Yeah.
赌城时事，焦点访谈。
大家好，我是主持人王建平，欢迎大家来到由我们拉斯维加斯华人国际文化传播中心所提供的这个节目《赌城时事焦点访谈》。今天我们很高兴邀请到了拉斯维加斯市的市议员 Shondra Summers-Armstrong， 当然这一次他也是重要的参选人。我们非常感谢 Shondra 在这么百忙之中抽空到我们的节目中来跟大家畅谈一下他当选之后的施政理念，还有他这次参选最大的意义。今天我特别准备了几个大家都很关心的，当然 Shondra 我们市议员候选人也会把他对于市政将来是重点也会做一个说明。至于跟我们华人息息相关的呢，也会是今天访谈的重点，尤其在最后一个问题 Shondra 更会跟我们详细的回答，请您一定要看到最后。我们一起来看。Okay, you are very welcome, Shondra. Say hello to our audience.
Good afternoon. How are you? I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, 是的哈。我们在跟 Shondra 市议员候选人提供问题之前呢，我们要请各位观众能够先关注、点赞、打开小铃铛。接着，我们想请Shondra 市议员呢是要告诉我们一下您这一次参选的最好的理念会。In fact, we know you live well. Why you want to join this competition? Okay.
Well, so I've lived in Las Vegas for 34 years in Nevada. And I've lived in Ward 5 for 25 years. And so when you care about your community, you are interested in doing the work to advance your community, to do things that help your community grow. And so I've worked in Ward 5 many years. I worked in government at the Regional Transportation Commission, and I had the opportunity to sit on the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority and the Southern Nevada Enterprise Community Board. I'd run for city council before and I wasn't successful, but someone said, you should consider the assembly, state assembly, which is what I did, and I was elected there twice. And now that the city council seat is open once again, I decided to put my name in, and I'm excited that I have made it to the general election.
We are glad that you joined this. Okay. In fact, what if you're elected? What you're going for?
Well, I really want to see our city grow. The district that I represent, which is District 5, is in an older part of town, begins right around Bonanza Road, includes a place called Historic West Las Vegas, which is where back in the turn of the century, Black people were forced to live in segregation and has struggled over the years with economic growth and vitality. So I would like to see some improvements there. But the district also goes north to Lone Mountain, to the north. And so we have some lovely neighborhoods all throughout the district that need a leader who is going to pay attention to the needs of the community, to make sure that existing communities are protected, that our parks are in good shape, that our streets are in good shape, that we are concerned about traffic and pedestrians and making sure that people can move in the community safely. We need housing, more housing all throughout Southern Nevada. We have a housing shortage, and we need to find ways to build infill housing so that more people can buy homes and we have more housing stock so that rents are not so that's a really big issue.
Yes, it's really big.
It's very
especially
big.
Safety and housing.
Yes.
Wow, that's really something.
Yes.
哇，我们刚刚请教了Shondra，我们市议员候选人是说，如果在这个社区，他最希望做到什么事情？他告诉我们，他希望在安全的议题上，还有我们购屋的议题上，希望能够着力。实际上，大家知道拉斯维加斯的房价相对于加州来讲是便宜的，但是对我们当地居民来讲，还是涨价涨得蛮凶的。Okay, what are we really concerned about the housing? Maybe compared with California, our housing price is not very expensive, but as to the people living here, I can spend about maybe $280,000. I can buy a house originally, but not lately. No more. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
When I bought my first house in 1994, it was $92,000. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and 1,300 square feet. That is unbelievable now. So where we need to be considered is not necessarily always comparing ourselves to California. I think that is an inappropriate comparison because we have to be concerned about what the income is here. That has to be our concern. And we know that we are a service-driven economy. And if you have folks who work in the service industry in casinos, in my district, over 40% of the people work in a service job. They don't have enough income, generally speaking, to pay $500,000 for a home. So we have to be concerned, not that we are comparing ourselves with someone else, but using our own income, our own economy as the barometer, how we look at whether or not our community is affordable. And right now it is not.
So what can we do?
You increase the number of units. And that is the challenge. So we have a couple of things that we, on the state and federal level, they are talking about adding more Bureau of Land Management, which is federal land, to be able to have more land to build. And that's a great option for someone like me who currently represents an urban area and will, as a city councilwoman, represent the same part of the same area. We have empty lots. We have open some empty lots and land, and we should be looking for ways to make it attractive for builders to bring building into those communities, to bring in more rooftops so that people can have affordable housing where they want to live. Because I believe Ward 5 is a great place, and I want people to come in and move into my neighborhood.
That's great. Okay, we hope we can have affordable houses. Okay,
yes.
As soon as possible. Okay.
Yes.
As to the safety, okay, as I see more and more homeless people on the street, yeah, then what do you think about it?
It is heartbreaking. We've seen since last year, 2023, the time and place homeless count was up 20% this year from last year. But what we are also seeing is an increase in families that are homeless. And a lot of that has to do with housing affordability. And so we really have to look at the problem, the challenge, not just one way, that, we have homeless people. I think we have to consider it from as a Venn diagram, that there's homelessness, but then there are all these different issues that go with it. We have people who have mental health issues. We have people who have substance use issues. And then we have homeless unaffordability. And I think that we have to have a regional plan and an effort that includes the city, the county, and the municipalities all around to address this issue and really become very serious about it, not just talk about it, but really put in the work. So in the last legislative session, $100 million a grant was set aside from the state of Nevada, and it's a matching grant. So we are looking to have businesses match that, so that we can expand on some homeless services, but we will have to make sure that it is funded in the future and that it is a holistic approach to the problem.
其实我们还是很关注的是，我们华人在这边的生活，在市议会的层级能够对我们有什么样的帮助？So Shondra, okay, is there anything that of city of Las Vegas can do anything help with the minority Asian Chinese people from Taiwan or Asian?
Well, I think we see a lot of interest in all government to be more inclusive. And so when I was in the state legislature, I worked with some wonderful folks from the AAPI community, like Yui Nguyen, who is an assembly person, Erica Mosca, and Rochelle Nguyen. And these folks really brought the issues of language access to the front of our discussions, and the importance of us communicating in a diverse manner, because our community is more and more diverse. We weren't able to get the bill passed, but I think that people will work on it some more. What I would like to see, because I come from a minority community as well, is participation. I worked at the RTC for many years, and we had a strong, very diverse workforce, and I worked with people who were from China, and we would gather often and have lunch and talk and share cultural things. So it's about you being near me and me being near you, and we communicate so that we can learn more. How can your community become more engaged is the city of Las Vegas will have committees, and they need participants. Please invite folks from the community to sit on those committees. We need to hear from you. We need you involved in Parks and Recreation and social services, so that we can know what is needed in your community, and then we can share and get to understand how we can better serve one another as a whole community, and not be so separate, but rub elbows with one another and learn from one another.
Yes, OK. Shondra 市议员候选人是跟我们讲，参与是最重要的。实际上，其实在这个民主政治来说，我们觉得第一步要做的是走出家门，参与什么？投票。Okay, so I think the most important is vote. Yes. Okay.
Absolutely. So, sometimes we don't have the best voting participation. We just had a primary in June. I was lucky enough to get through the primary, and I'm in the general. But our voter participation was pretty. We have an important election coming in November. We will have federal races from the president, our Congress, our Senate, but we also have state races, and we have local races. And I do not want to see any of us, no matter what community we come from, leave our power as citizens of this country on our strongest way for us to express ourselves is with our vote. As I said to you earlier, if folks know anything about Black culture and Black history, the civil rights movement was 100 years in the making, where people were fighting and giving their lives for the right to vote. And when the Voting Rights Act in 1965 was passed, it included everyone. And so it is important that not only that Black people continue the tradition of being voters, but that your culture and every group of Americans, because we're Americans, participate.
Yeah, okay. Participate 就是参与。这个整个的大的社区需要每一个人的参与。我们在参与的时候，才能够把我们的问题说出来，才能够让市议会、让市政府能够知道我们想要什么。So because we participate everything, so we can tell everybody what we want. Okay,
Yes.
for example, we Asian Chinese people, we hope we can have an activity center here from government, maybe local, maybe state, okay. So we will try to apply it from government, and we hope that we can get help from you if some.
Well, I can't make any promises, but what I will tell you is I will listen. We have limited resources in the city, and we have to have, first of all, serve the majority of the broad community, and there's lots of things that are needed. But if there's opportunity, and there's interest, and there's participation, and people want to come forward, I'm definitely interested in listening and doing my best to serve the entire community, because I know how important it is to have your culture represented. It is who we are, even as we are Americans, and we can share, but it's wonderful to have an identity and to be able to have those things that are just particular to you. And I would be interested in learning more about what you're interested in, but also learning more about Chinese culture and just Asian culture as a whole. I'm from California. I'm from the Bay Area.
Oh, good.
So when I grew up, we Chinatown in Oakland and in San Francisco, and many celebrations that were not part of Black culture, but was fun to go and learn about other culture.
Yeah, mutual, okay, involving mutual culture.
Yes.
That's good.
It's good. It's good. It builds connection. It makes us stronger as Americans. If we're not a mystery to one another, we will find that generally we have the same things that we want our families to be safe. We want to have a home to be, we want our children to have more opportunity than we have, and we want to be safe.
Yes, that's right. Okay, thank you, Shondra. 我们非常谢谢 Shondra 市议会市议员的候选人，今天特别在百忙之中拨空参与我们。参与我们不是只有我们的各个市议员、市长候选人，我们最希望的是您也来参与我们，记得分享、点赞、转发，还有开启小铃铛。您的参与就是对我们最大的鼓励。我们今天这个节目在这边告一个段落，请您继续关注，我们下次再见。我是王建平，拜拜。
拉斯维加斯华人国际文化传播中心是联邦政府颁发的非营利组织，我们招聘华人在读大学生助理1名。要求为：1. 热爱华人社区、愿意为华人服务的有志青年；2. 懂中英文能流畅的双语沟通能力；3. 能熟悉文案写作与基础电脑知识。我们将可以帮你办理雇主 H1， 并在评审后帮忙申请绿卡抽签。欢迎有志者加入我们的公益团队。